Good great morning to you. It's Key. What are you grateful for today? It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. I can see poppies over there, wild poppies. I never thought I'd be acting like this. This is not like, I never grew up like appreciating nature. But that right there is absolutely beautiful. And it's wild as well. That is really beautiful. It's red too, my branding colors. So what are you grateful for today? Because gratitude is very important in terms of changing your energy, refocusing your attentions on what you do have in the here and now. Yeah, and it's a great way to help you if your attention is focused on negativity, if your attention is focused on lack. Being grateful for what you have right here, right now is a beautiful tool to help redistribute your energy. Remember, everything is energy. And so this morning, the words that keep coming to me is, if you don't want something, do not allow it into your life. Blur, that sounds really simple. But that was kind of inspired by another thought, which was, we have to learn to say no to what we don't want in our life. You know, fairly recently, I met a potential recruit, lovely gentleman, good vibe, good energy, and we clicked, which is essential for me. We clicked, we got on. However, there were aspects about his lifestyle that actually were problematic. And whilst we had a great connection, we had a great bond, it's very important I pay close attention to the other factors about his lifestyle that present issues, potential issues for the relationship. And I think, ladies, often we can be seduced by a connection. We can be in bondage to our bond. And so when there's other aspects of their lifestyle that are not helpful, we push it to one side in order to buy into the dream, to buy into the hope. And when you have a gentleman who's lyrically able, linguistically superb, he can sell you a dream. And so if we buy into that dream, because, you know, I think women, we really want the same thing. We want commitment, we want loyalty, we want trust, we want to have experiences together. Then we have to be very careful about watching their behavior. So I used to be a probation officer, and we were always trained to notice what people say, but also notice the anomalies. Notice the anomalies. So this person says this, but their behavior says that. And I'm someone who focuses on behavior, because behavior is key. And I think if you're someone, you're looking for love, this month is all about looking for love at Key for Change. We have to pay close attention to the nonsense in the early days. Yeah, that's really important. Pay attention to behavior in the early days. So listen to what somebody says, and we have to be open in spite of all the hurt, the pain, the frustration that we've been through in the past. I hope you've done your work to heal. So listen to what somebody says. You know, allow yourself to indulge that, believe in that, because, you know, this could be that relationship. However, whilst I listen and I'm optimistic, I hear you, I also pay close attention to his behavior. Behavior is key. And especially in the honeymoon phase, if there is some nonsense behavior, ladies, we need to be particularly mindful, because some of them are seducing us with the dream. We're buying into the dream. And then when we see the nonsense behavior, because the dream is so sweet, geez, look at this it's like a little meadow here. There's so much beauty over there. I see beauty where I never used to see beauty. So what was I saying? So I'm saying, so because we buy into the dream, we then start to do denial, distortion, when some of their behaviors are not helpful. And so when we do that, we're now putting ourselves into situations where actually we're accepting ill treatment, poor treatment, inconsistent treatment into our lives. And in spite of having a bond, in spite of having a connection, in spite of having a wonderful experience with that individual, I reject disappointment. I'm rejecting anxiety. I will reject inconsistency because I don't want that in my life. And that's my encouragement to you. If you don't want inconsistency, long-winded stories, and someone who you can't rely on in your life, you have to make a choice. And so I make a choice to say no, because I don't want that in my life. Yes, I want connection, I want companionship, but those qualities right there, I don't want. And I'm not here to teach you the basics. If you don't know the basics, fair enough. But you are not a project. I am not here to teach you. Oh, why don't you teach me, brother? If I gotta teach you the basics there, that is not my lane. That is not my lane. That's the basics. That's some basic like integrity principles, you know? And so learning to say no to what you don't want is incredibly important for your life, because often we are actually, whether it's conscious or unconsciously, we are saying yes and inviting nonsense into our lives. And that is why we don't have the energy, we don't have the vision when something comes along that potentially could offer what we're looking for, because our energy is redistributed, worried about Bozo and when he's gonna deliver, why he ain't phone, when he gonna phone, when did he say he's gonna turn up? Oh, listen, we need to take it out of our lives, because it takes our energy, and everything in life is energy. So that's my encouragement to you on this beautiful morning, is to say no to what you don't want in your life. And when you learn to say no, and you let go quicker, and you trust that my God has my best interests at heart, and I have my best interests at heart, because I love who I am, and I don't want to invite nonsense into my life, knowing I have so much love to give, and that actually if I channel my energy into this, it's not going to be good for me, that I have to let go. And if you can learn to do that, if you can learn to do that quicker, your life will improve, because you are honoring yourself. And whilst you may find that frustrating, like, oh, and this is one that used to catch me before, oh, I don't know when I'm gonna meet somebody else, oh, it took me so long to meet this dude, when will I meet somebody else? If you get seduced by that, if that's a statement that you say to yourself in your mind's eye, what will happen is that statement then becomes an enabler, an enabling statement. So that statement then means, you know what, I'm fearful I won't meet somebody else again. Me and this dude had a great bond. All right, he's got some, he says what, he doesn't say what he means. I can't trust what he says. He's a bit long, but it's better than being on my own. If you've got that type of thinking going on, then actually you're going to be saying yes to nonsense into your life, which is not going to be healthy for you. Now, that's my viewpoint. That's how I choose to live, and I find it beneficial, and it helps me to become comfortable in my singleness, and means that I ain't desperate and I'm not seduced by having a bond with somebody. Whilst it's a beautiful and essential, I know that a healthy, wholesome relationship takes far more than just having a bond. Because if brother says, let me reverse and park this car, if brother says and brother don't do, and then I'm just like, oh well, he's just like that, like I'm inviting ill treatment into my life. And so that's my encouragement to you. My encouragement to you is, like, learn to say no to what you don't want in your life. Learning to say no to what you don't want in your life is a really important life skill, and it's an act of self-love. And if you're someone who's struggling, looking for love, then consider coming to my Feel Loved workshop, where I'm going to be exploring topics like this in greater depth and giving you important life skills to help you move on and up with your life. Take care of you. Because if you don't,